Well, thank you, Mr. Cromartie. I'm so sorry. I know that you and your family have been working hard to get the courts to consider this appeal about the new DNA testing. I guess it's DNA testing that wasn't available back in 1994 when they were examining the evidence then.
Yeah, but it's a lot of things that don't change since then. We had an affidavit for one of the guys that was at the scene, that was at the robbery, and he just Saturday said that he came forward and said that Ray wasn't the trigger man. It was another guy named Corey. And we thought that evidence, because he said his conscience has been bothering him all these years, and he had to tell the truth. And when he tells the truth, the judge still denied him, said it's just too late, man. What kind of justice is this? You know, when a man come forward and say this man wasn't a trigger man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what kind of justice system we have here, you know.
And there's that, and then what you've spoken with us about before regarding the DNA. And I know that was the issue that they brought up this afternoon with the Supreme Court.
Yeah, and that's a part of it too. You know, the DNA too, and everything. But it just seemed like I said before, nobody has really cared about my brother since day one. You know, and so it's just like we still going through this thing now, and he's about to be executed, and he's innocent. And evidence is showing that he's innocent. But the judicial system still won't pay attention to it or even take heed to what's going on, even with the new evidence.
And we've read that the daughter of the man who was killed, she's also asking for the DNA testing?
She's been asking for the DNA testing years before, about over 2 years now, I think. I'm not sure exactly when. But she said she didn't want an innocent man executed for killing her father. Let's make sure the right person is charged with the crime. But yet the state still didn't take heed of that. They just said that my brother is the trigger man. They all just kept saying it, and he's been claiming innocence since he went to trial. I didn't shoot this man. He did.
And I think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then, like I say, Thaddeus, the guy that was with him on the night of the crime, he came forward and said my brother wasn't a trigger man. He wasn't.
That was the getaway driver.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said that Ray was outside the store when when the gun was fired, and it was my cousin and Corey that was in the store at the time. You have two witnesses say they seen both of them running from the scene of the crime, but they didn't use none of that into the when my brother went to trial. They didn't call neither one of the witnesses to say what happened, what did they see. They didn't do none of that.
Mr. Cromartie, I think you've said before, and I think his attorneys have said, that regardless of how the Supreme Court ruled, regardless of what happens tonight, you are determined to move forward with this DNA testing to prove one way or another. Is that still your intention, or what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I am still going to be an advocate on fighting for my brother to show that he did not commit this crime. I'm also got more into it now. I am filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the state of Georgia and the city of Thomasville, Georgia, as soon as possible, because all this evidence is showing that he's not the trigger man, but yet you guys still executed him. And the only way we're going to find out what is the real truth is when I take it back to court and ensure that my brother's name is shown that he is proven not guilty of the crime. And
so will there be, as far as you're concerned, DNA testing once and for all in the near future? Or what are your intentions on that regard, and what do you hope to be able to do?
We're still going to try to do this DNA testing. I have talked to my brother's lawyer, and they only do what they can do. I have to get my own attorney now and push this thing forward, and that's what I'm about to do starting tomorrow.
And the point about, I know there's so many aspects to this, but again, I on the DNA aspect of it, how can that be important to you and your family and to the daughter of the man who was killed?
The truth will come to light once the DNA is tested. That's all we wanted from the beginning. And like I told them before, just do the DNA testing. Y'all will show it. There's an innocent man and there's a guilty man, and show that my brother is innocent. That's all that we was asking.
And I guess just to sum up, we could talk so much about this, but when you speak of the word justice, you're looking at justice not only for your brother, but for the man who was killed in his family, or how would you put that?
Yes, that's how I'm putting it. I want justice for everybody. Mr. Slizzer, the guy that was killed in the convenience store, the daughter, my family, all this come to a rest and say who speaks the truth about what happened on that particular night. Who was who? Who was the trigger man? Who was not the trigger man? And the only way it's going to set that straight is the DNA testing. And like I keep asking the question, what is so hard about doing DNA testing?
All right.
And then the judges keep saying it doesn't matter. It does matter.